What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today it's very interesting because Nintendo out of nowhere has announced a brand new Nintendo Switch model, but it's not quite the Pro that some people might have been expecting based on the reports. But we're going to go ahead and break down everything right here. So Nintendo announced the Nintendo Switch OLED model, and it's coming out on October 8th, 2021 for $349.99. Now, it's just called that. There is no thing that I'm abbreviating or anything. It's called Nintendo Switch OLED model in parentheses. So it says, meet the newest member of the Nintendo Switch family. The new system features a vibrant 7-inch OLED screen, a wide adjustable stand, a dock with wired LAN port, 64 gigabytes of internal storage, and enhanced audio. 7-inch OLED screen. Feast your eyes on vivid colors and crisp contrast when you play on the go. See the difference the vibrant screen makes, whether you're racing at top speed or squaring off against enemies. Wide adjustable stand. Flip out the sturdy stand for easy viewing in tabletop mode. Find your best angle. Adjust the stand to find the optimal viewing angle, perfect for a quick multiplayer game with a buddy. Then there's also something that people have been wanting for quite some time, built-in wired LAN port. Connect online using the dock's LAN port when playing in TV mode. So for those who don't want to buy a USB dongle for $15, there you go. You can buy a Nintendo Switch OLED model that comes with that new dock. Now you also once again have 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Save games to your system with the 64 gigabytes of internal storage. I'm reading off the product page on Nintendo's official channel. Then you have the enhanced audio. Enjoy enhanced audio from the system's onboard speakers. 3 modes in one: TV, tabletop, handheld mode. And also we do have some technical specifications because I was not sure if this was going to be the 4K DLSS type of upscaling, but it doesn't seem like this is going to be any of that based off of what Nintendo has stated with the technical specifications that they've listed, which is definitely a bit unfortunate for those that were looking for that. Now on this specs page, you can see everything from the size, weight, screen, CPU, GPU, storage, wireless, video output, audio output, everything is all there. Buttons, USB connector, headphone, game card slot, all that is there. Now, if you look at the key things here, the CPU/GPU NVIDIA custom Tegra processor, if I'm not correct, Nintendo said the same thing with the regular Nintendo Switch and also the Switch Lite. It's just the NVIDIA custom Tegra processor, which is essentially the Tegra X1. So I'm not sure, or I don't think, more like it, I don't think there's any type of different processor with this one with the CPU and GPU. I think it's just going to be that Tegra X1 when it comes down to it. We still didn't get any confirmation when it comes to the audio with Bluetooth support or something like that. Maybe there's going to be an update that does help that out when it comes down to it. Next up, I do want to talk about the internal battery and the battery life. So you do have the lithium ion battery, the 4310 mAh, and then you have the battery life. And this is the important thing with this. How long is this going to last? You know, when it comes to when you play it's not docked, and it says approximately 4.5 to 9 hours. The battery life will depend on the games you play. For instance, the battery will be approximately 5.5 hours for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So it's pretty much the same battery that we got in the Switch version 2. So technically speaking, right now we actually have 4 models of the Nintendo Switch. All of them aren't necessarily available for purchase anymore. So the old launch model Switch that has a worse battery, you know, when it comes down to it. So there's those ones. Then you have the Switch Lite, of course. Then you also have the Switch version 2 that came out a year ago or so, a couple years ago, which that has a way better battery, the best battery so far. And then now you have this one right here, the Nintendo Switch console OLED model. Also, if you look at the video output, you guys can clearly see it right here, up to 1080p via HDMI in TV mode, up to 720p via built-in screen in tabletop mode, and handheld mode. So once again, both of those are not the 4K upscaling that we thought could come with this model. Now, I was watching the Nate the Hate podcast a while ago. I know it was a number of months ago, and I know they had the Digital Foundry guy on, and he theorized that Nintendo could be doing multiple newer end models, that there could be like a Nintendo XL, Nintendo Switch XL, which this might be just that. And then later they could do a Nintendo Switch, like actual like Super Pro or Super Nintendo Switch or something like that, that does do the DLSS and the 4K upscaling for a higher price. But this doesn't seem to be that. It seems to be a little bit of a hybrid of having that new enhanced model, right? Because when you get an OLED screen, it's just going to naturally look better. It's going to look just better. You do get the enhanced audio. So there are things of that, but it's not quite what some people were reporting or expecting on. Now, if you watched my videos, for the most part, I never thought that Nintendo was going to bring out some type of powerhouse. I thought DLSS was capable potentially with a new model that they bring out this year, but I didn't think that it was going to be some type of huge powerhouse or it's going to compete with the Xbox Series S and X and the PlayStation 5, heck, or even the PlayStation 4 when it comes to like raw power or anything like that. So I'm not too surprised. I know there are some people, I've been looking at some reactions that are disappointed. There are people that are saying that they were disappointed already, you know, and I kind of troll people a little bit on Twitter, like, you're disappointed already? You haven't even tried it, you know, and people are responding seriously to me. So it was interesting, but either way, I mean, that's not the point of that. The point is that I never thought that it was going to be some type of powerhouse type of console at this point, whereas there were many reports, many people putting out videos and saying that this is going to be the big, you know, thing. It's going to be 4K Switch, Super Switch. It's going to be able to do this and that and have these graphics. And I just never thought that anything that we get this year, at least, if it was this year, if the reports were true that it was coming this year, nothing that we get this year would be that. And of course, you know, with the $349 price tag, that's definitely going to get people talking compared to what you get, for example, like Xbox Series S, which is cheaper, right? Although that's, you know, digital only type of system. Obviously, you can't take it anywhere that you want when it comes to portable. It doesn't have a screen built into it, an OLED screen, but still, right? Like, people are still going to definitely be talking about those type of things. But a new Nintendo Switch enhanced model is here. I mean, I thought it was going to be more like a new Nintendo 3DS situation, which it's not even quite to be that from what we understand with the specs so far. I mean, the enhanced screen is good and the games will look better on that screen, but when you're playing docked, it's pretty much going to be the same thing that we got before. Not really too much of a difference there, but you know I'm going to buy this, of course. I have to buy this just because I want that new OLED model. I want to be able to review it. I want to be able to show it off in terms of what the system can do when it comes down to it. So I'm definitely going to pick it up myself whenever pre-orders go live. As of the time that I'm recording this video, there are no pre-orders that are live at this point. But man, it would have been nice. It definitely would have been nice if this was the model with the DLSS and the 4K upscaling. Man, I was kind of looking forward to that to see if we can get that. But yeah, it's very unfortunate that this is not that one. But maybe that theory that the Digital Foundry guy and also Nate was talking about on his podcast, maybe that comes true, where this is the Nintendo Switch XL and then next year there is something else. You never know. Nintendo's been adding these new models quite frequently at this pace when it comes down to it, between the version 2, between the Nintendo Switch Lite, and now also the Nintendo Switch console OLED model. So that's 3 separate systems when it comes to changing the specifications of certain things since 2017. So they can definitely add on again. If they've done it 3 times at this point, they can do it again. So we'll see what happens in the future. But either way, I'm excited to get my hands on this model whenever they do release it. And if it's something that you're not interested in, you could always, you know, not get it. But there was a lot of talk about that 4K stuff. So I can see why people are definitely disappointed or upset or whatever the case is. So what are your thoughts on this, guys, when it comes to the Nintendo Switch console OLED model? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you plan on picking one up when they do go live for pre-orders? You think this thing's going to be scalped to heck and back? How much of these are Nintendo going to have? Anyway, it's coming out with Metroid Dread. You know, it's coming out October 8th, so it's coming out with theirs. So I got to be able to play some Metroid Dread on their portal. That's going to look dope. But another thing real quick, guys, before we kind of wrap this one up, hopefully they also improve the whole Joy-Con situation, because like imagine having this $349 super nice, you know, new Nintendo Switch console OLED model, and then it still gets the Joy-Con drift. So I'm hoping that they really fix that with it, because that would just be, you know, not good if they didn't. So we'll see if there's anything tinkered around with those Joy-Cons. Doesn't seem like it at this point, but it'd be nice if they definitely got something going, since they did a new model and they were changing things around. So I'm guessing they did something. Well, at least I'm hoping they did something with that. So we'll see with that as well. So what are your thoughts when it comes to this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.